Welcome to the MCU, also known as Media Chopper. My name is Sergio, and today's episode we will be talking about top five action stars. I love this genre. It's a very fun genre full of great movies. So many actors going all the way back past the 80s, all the way up until now. So we have all these great stars. Before I jump into that, I'll let you know how we came up with a top five list. So you guys basically don't kill me. Top five list was basically what helped us make this list was strictly utilizing the IMDb archive, basically. And IMDb has every movie, every actor, and I literally wrote down all these different action stars and counted all their movies that were labeled as action. So that gave us a actual count of how many action movies they've been a part of, and that helped make this top five list. So we'll start at number five. Number five on the list of top five action stars is Wesley Snipes. Wesley Snipes is a great actor, man. He's been a part of such great films such as Blade, The Art of War, Drop Zone, Boiling Point, Passenger 57, U.S. Marshals, as well as Demolition Man. If I had to choose one movie of his that I absolutely love, I would say it would be Blade. I love what he did with that franchise, especially in the early state of Marvel, and he definitely brought us into the seats of the theaters. He was great with the martial arts, great storyline. I love him as an action hero. Next up, number four would be Sylvester Stallone. I have a very big, huge amount of respect for Stallone because he has an underdog story of in Hollywood of basically being pushed to the side or not no one believing him, and he has an amazing story. But some of his movies that he's been in have been Rambo: First Blood, Demolition Man, Tango and Cash, Judge Dredd, Cliffhanger, Daylight, and so much more. So much more. He was huge. When he was big, he was big. He was all over the screen. If I had to choose one movie that I would pick, I'm gonna go a little bit left with this one, and I'm gonna choose one of my favorite movies of his is Tango and Cash. And in Tango and Cash, he was great opposite Kurt Russell. I love that storyline. I can't even count how many times I watched that movie growing up. Great movie, plenty of action. He's great. He's great for that genre. Number three, number three would be Jason Statham. Jason Statham was an actor who kind of came out of nowhere for me. I first found out about him in the movie Snatched and Lock, Stock, Two Smoking Barrels, which are, I believe, are Guy Ritchie films, which I love. He does great work. And that was the first time we heard about him. Also, the way he was found was actually pretty unique. But you could look that up. Here are some of Jason's movies: The Meg, Crank, War, The Italian Job, The Transporter, The One. If I had to choose my favorite Jason Statham movie, action movie, is gonna have to be Transporter. Transporter combined your love of cars and driving as well as martial arts. He was great. It was a very simple storyline, but and they made more than one. My first one was the favorite, but he was great in that movie. He definitely made a name for himself in that. Number two, top five action star would be Nicolas Cage. Nicolas Cage, the man who never says no to a movie. This man has been a part of so many action movies, so many action movies. I'll name some. Next, Gone in 60 Seconds, Con Air, Face Off, The Rock, Wind Talkers. Oh my God, it's hard to pick one of my favorite movies in this genre for him because Con Air I love, The Rock I love, Face Off I love, Next I love. I mean, I enjoy a lot of his movies. If I had to choose one, man, that's very difficult. I'm gonna have to go with Face Off. I love that movie. That movie was masterfully recorded, was masterfully done, and he it was like he played two roles in that movie. He played himself as a villain, and then he played John Travolta. If you watch the movie, if you've seen the movie, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I don't need to get into it, but he was great in that movie. I love that movie. Number one, number one on action stars, top five action stars. The man, the myth, the legend, Bruce Willis. God bless you, Bruce Willis. I absolutely love Love Bruce Willis. These are some of his movies: Die Hard, The Fifth Element, The Last Boy Scout, Tears of the Sun, Armageddon, Sin City. The list goes on and on and on. I love Bruce Willis. I have so much respect for him. I'm sad that his career was shortened by his disease, but nonetheless, I have nothing but positive things to say about Bruce Willis. If I had to choose one movie of his, I would have to say I'm gonna go with The Last Boy Scout. I love The Last Boy Scout. Him and Damon Wayans was hilarious. He has great one-liners in that movie. He definitely carried that movie. It was a lot of fun. I've seen it so many times, so many times. I felt very conflicted in making this list. That's basically the top 5 action stars via IMDb. But I felt like we were missing so many great names: Mel Gibson, Kurt Russell, Arnold Schwarzenegger, The Rock, Van Damme. Van Damme was a part of 42 movies. Now, granted, all of them were mega hits. He was in our homes and in the theater for a very, very, very long time. So I have a huge amount of respect for all these guys. But I'm gonna go different for this, and I'm gonna award my own number one top action star of all time, and that person will be
Answers. I want the truth. I will you up.
how do you not mention Tom Cruise in the action genre? Tom Cruise is the definition of action junkie. This man has blessed the screens with so many great hits, such as War of the Worlds, Jack Reacher, Edge of Tomorrow, Collateral, Minority Report, Top Gun, and then some. This man has made blockbuster after blockbuster. He doesn't miss. This man is amazing. He does his own stunts. This man be hanging off of buildings and hanging off of planes and jumping. He's amazing. He rides his own motorcycle. This guy is crazy. But we love him. I love watching his movies. I'm gonna award him my number one top 5 action star, and I'll end it up with a couple of tidbits about him. Did you know? Number one, Tom starred in both the best as well as the worst films in 1988. He was part of the Academy Award Best Picture winner, Rain Man, as well as the worst film of the year, Cocktail, which I find ironic because, I mean, granted, I was young in 1988, but I enjoyed Cocktail. I mean, I wasn't thinking in the scheme of awards and whatnot, but I watched that movie a bunch of times. I enjoyed it. So I'm curious what was out at that time that made it the worst, Cocktail. But Rain Man was great, and I'm a big fan of his. Next up, we have he has never won an Oscar. Surprisingly, Tom Cruise has never won an Oscar, though he was nominated 3 times for such films as Magnolia, Jerry Maguire, and Born on the 4th of July. Born on the 4th of July was a great film early in his career. I feel like he's eventually going to get it, and they're going to make a real big deal about it. But it's happened with a bunch of actors out there who has never won an Oscar to this day, but I believe he will. And finally, we have Tom Cruise aspired to become a priest. Tom Cruise was born and raised in a religious Catholic family. Therefore, his first career preference was to become a priest at the age of 14. What? What? This man has been a part of so many great movies all along. Can you picture this world not having that action star or just in any drama star? He's been a part of so many great movies. I can't picture losing him to the church. But that's basically it. Thank you guys for watching. Until the next episode, do what you love and love what you do. Signing out. My name is Sir Gorilla. Peace.